Good evening. Welcome to our November board meeting. We're doing things a little bit different. Starting this meeting, we moved executive session to the beginning of the meeting. Pam, would you please make note that we have quorum, and I make the motion that we go into executive, and then we'll reconvene at 5:30 for the regular meeting.
Need a second? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The board will now go into closed or executive session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act to deliberate on the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property as authorized by Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code, to consult with legal counsel regarding pending, contemplated, or threatened litigation or settlement offers as authorized by Section 551.0711, or on a matter in which the duty of legal counsel arises under Section 551.0712 of the Code, to deliberate on the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee as authorized by Section 551.074 of the Code, and to deliberate regarding college district security as authorized by Section 551.076 of the Code.
Okay.
Some travel packages on my desk.
Mr. Dunbar, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, yeah?
Pam, Sandra, has anyone signed up to speak? No? Okay. I'd like to take a moment and recognize the veterans in our audience and thank you for serving. I'd like to make a special recognition of our veteran, Dr. Uxler, and thank you very much for all your service. Item 1.4, approval of minutes, October 15, 2014.
To approve.
Second.
Dr. Uxer. Mrs. Quintanilla. Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 1.6, open forum, there's none. Item 1.7, presentations by individuals, groups, and organizations. Item 1.7.1, Mr. Raul Lerma, Executive Director, Student Financial Services, will introduce Ms. Luann Whelan and Mr. Sergio Carrasco of United Blood Services, who will present a scholarship check.
Wow.
Good evening, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Strata, board members, and visitors. My name is Raul Lerma. I'm Executive Director of Financial Aid here at El Paso Community College. With me tonight also are Norma Urias, Assistant Director for Special Programs, including scholarships, and Ms. Lupe Barcenas, our Scholarships Coordinator. With over 68% of our students receiving some form of financial aid, it is always a great help when we can obtain additional aid to assist our students. Tonight, it is my very sincere pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Luann Whelan and Mr. Sergio Carrasco, Regional Director of United Blood Services, and publicly thank them for the very generous check for $3,000 that will be used for the 2015-2016 award year. These funds will be used in the form of scholarships to help our students enrolled in our nursing or health sciences. On behalf of El Paso Community College and the students you will be helping, thank you for your wonderful gift.
Hi, my name is Luann Whelan, and we are so proud and so happy to be able to do this. I did want to introduce someone very, very special, which you probably know, Dr. Ron Stroud, right here. Actually, we are naming these scholarships after him because it is because of him that there is so much blood that is collected from the students at this particular facility. And in fact, it is the largest college facility in the entire United Blood Services system. They collect more blood than any other college in the entire system. So congratulations, and thank you, Dr. Stroud, for everything you do.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I'd like to present the check to Mr. Lerma in the amount of $3,000. And this is this $3,000 this is not a one-time award. We have started an endowment with El Paso Community College. So every year, United Blood Services will continue making a donation to fund scholarships for El Paso Community College students. So thank you for allowing us to continue doing the work for our community. And again, thank you to Dr. Stroud for the tremendous work that he's done.
Thank you very much, and thank you for all the work you do in our community.
Thank you.
Thank you. It should be
Item 1.7.2, optional presentations will be made by the presidents of the Classified Staff Association, the Professional Staff Association, the Faculty Association, and the Student Government Association.
Chairman of the Board, esteemed members of the Board, administrators, faculty, students, staff, and members of our community. It's with great pleasure to announce that PSA Scholarship Awards for 2014 for $250 each have been delivered. The 4 recipients are Jessica Salcido Flores, Holly R. Gamble, Amanda Estrada, and Oz Ahmed. We want to thank our Scholarship Committee Chair, Ms. Leticia Orenda, for leading this great initiative. And we want to thank the dedicated support from our CIO, Dr. Giron, that gave us the fine dedication of her web team, Mr. Valentin Ramirez Mancha and Mr. Aaron Flores. They were superb in giving us what we needed as we were making the decisions and taking in the recipients. Monies are raised by the many fundraiser activities that we have each year, and we want to thank everybody that supports us in this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Dr. Serrata and esteemed members of the board. October was an extremely busy month, and November is slated to be the same. Under the leadership of Joel Villademoros, the annual Southwest Seminar for Great Teaching, held once more in Santa Fe, proved to be a perfect way to wrap up the activities of last month. Every year I have said it can't get any better than this, and every year it always is. Our 103 attendees came from 19 different colleges in 6 states: Texas, New Mexico, Nevada, California, Colorado, and Arizona. Ana Resendez does an incredible job of keeping the conference and its participants on track. The work groups were well organized, and the facilitators were extremely astute in keeping participants focused. Both full-time and adjunct faculty are indeed fortunate that EPCC continues to support faculty development in its organization of this seminar, along with Central New Mexico Community College for the last 26 years. I, along with other colleagues, attended the 9th Annual Dialogue and Friendship Dinner sponsored by the Dialogue Institute of the Southwest on Monday evening. We are all proud of the fact that Dr. Serrata was a member of the host committee and that EPCC, through the initiative of Dr. Serrata, was one of the sponsors. Aside from recognizing individuals who have contributed to the quality of life in El Paso, the event managed to raise more than $30,000 additional dollars for the El Pasoans Fighting Hunger, one of our most reputable local charitable organizations. Faculty would also like to thank Dr. Serrata for listening to our concerns regarding the cancellation of classes for an entire day during the spring semester. Contrary to public assumption, we faculty take great umbrage over losing class time, but it is our students who are the ones who lose in the long run. This is a perfect example of how shared governance is supposed to work, with administration and faculty listening to one another and coming to logical conclusions and finding reasonable solutions which are mutually beneficial. I'm told that we are indeed the envy of many faculty groups throughout the state of Texas. Thank you. We are particularly interested this evening in the request by IT for an improvement in the Internet services. The Internet speed at Valle Verde in particular is impossibly slow and getting slower, with the frustration level of the faculty throughout the college getting higher every day. I personally am not known for my patience in getting things done. And each time I have attempted to do work on Blackboard in my office this year, after sitting what seems forever or an eternity, watching the little circle going around and around and around while it's trying to decide whether or not to open up, I've ultimately thrown up my hands in annoyance and frustration, packed up my work, and taken everything home, where I'm able to finish my tasks in perhaps 1/4 of the time. The board's approval of this request to provide the increase in high-speed internet service for academic and administrative support will certainly be well received. And in the future, because we are becoming increasingly dependent upon computers and the internet for every single aspect of our business and educational delivery, we hope that the board will support whatever IT needs to bring our system up to the level necessary for smooth and uninterrupted service. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Dr. Ramirez.
Item 1.8, communications, none. Item 1.9, Board of Trustees business, none. Item 1.10, board reports. Item 1.10.1, Treasurer's Report, August 31st, 2014, September 30th, 2014. No action is necessary. Item 1.10.2, President's Report. Item 1.10.2.1, as part of the President's Report, Mr. Joe Ferguson, Director, Small Business Development Center, will provide a presentation on the Small Business Development Center.
Welcome, Mr. Ferguson. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good evening, Board of Trustees, Dr. Serrata, and cabinet members. Thank you so much for allowing me to present to you just a brief presentation about the services of the Small Business Development Center. Imagine that entrepreneurs here in El Paso need advice, and they need a reliable place they can go to with good business advice. Well, the Small Business Development Center does exist here at El Paso Community College, thanks to the continued support and hosting of EPCC. It was established here in 1985 with a grant from the SBA and under a cooperative agreement between University of Texas San Antonio and El Paso Community College. Last year, the good news was over 400,000 new businesses were established in the United States. Unfortunately, the bad news is an additional 470,000 businesses failed. So there's a net loss. Small business has many challenges that they have to meet, and there's probably a number of people in our audience that are small business owners. During fiscal year 2014, let me cover our mission statement first. The mission of the Small Business Development Center is to foster small business success. Basically, we do this, and it's accomplished through providing business advising, technical assistance, training seminars, community advocacy, and research services. During fiscal 2014, and for us, we work on a federal calendar from October 1st through September 30th of each year. The following fiscal economic impact results were accomplished by your SBDC here at El Paso Community College. We advised 837 entrepreneurial clients. We assisted in the startup of 47 new businesses. And we assisted in 34 existing business expansions. We helped our clients create 318 new jobs here in El Paso. And we also assisted existing businesses in the retention of 296 additional. We aided in the creation of $11,546,000,000 in new capital infusion to the El Paso economy. Much of that was in commercial and SBA loans as well as owner equity investment. And we conducted 188 training events for 2,334 training attendees. We continue on a year after year basis to crank out these type of results for the business community here in El Paso. Many business owners are challenged, and they come into the SBDC, and we look at them, they're almost adrift. They have no course of action. They're lost. They're hoping to find somebody to mentor them, and they're stagnated in growth. Many of them just don't understand the complexities of what it takes to run a small business, and that's where the SBDC can step up and be of assistance to them. They also don't have business plans. Now, they don't have a written formal business plan. Everybody that is in business has a plan. Unfortunately, the plan's up here and they don't always follow it. Day-to-day activities that they have take away from their mission. They get sidetracked by putting out fires within the business. So quite often we have to help them to put together some sort of either a business plan or a strategic plan with action steps to get them back on track again so their business does not fail. There's also an extreme lack of focus for many business owners. They take some technical skill that they've developed prior to starting the business, yet they have difficulty focusing on what's really going to drive sales and profits and add growth to the community and be able to employ more people. So what should a business do? First thing they should do is look within the community for what type of help is available to them. That help can come from other business owners, can come from other resource partners to the Small Business Administration, but specifically, we want them to come to El Paso Community College, to the Small Business Development Center, because we know we can provide the assistance they need to get them back on track if we can get them to come to us soon enough. Some of the things that we can assist small business owners in is doing a personal evaluation of the individual to see if they're ready to start a business. Roughly 65 to 70% of those clients that come in the door to see us are pre-venture clients interested in knowing what it takes to start a business, and probably 90% of those are looking for financing. We can do a feasibility analysis of the startup project, which would include financial analysis if it's an existing business owner, or we can do financial projections, a 3-year projection, and help them create a profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, and balance sheet for the startup business. We can guide them in terms of possibly the proper legal entity. We always refer them to an attorney or an accountant before they make the final decision, but at least we will explain to them the differences between a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a limited liability company, or a corporation. And we can assist with the creation of a strategic plan or a business plan. We've assisted many businesses in the community because El Paso is about 83% Hispanic. Many of those businesses can qualify as businesses that are underserved, and we can assist them getting the SBA 8A Business Development Certification. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, basically it assists them with the procurement process in getting both federal and sometimes state contracts because of the minority certification which they hold. And typically if a business client comes to us and they're seeking that certification, we're going to work with them probably in excess of about 20 hours in assisting them in getting that certification through the SBA. We also assist women-owned businesses to get their certifications, as well as state hub and federal hub zone. And by the way, we do all of this at no cost. We are the only organization that I know of in our community that can provide all these services at no cost. All right. We always suggest there's got to be a right team on board to build success. I think all of us know that from the positions that we have here in the college, that building the right team is critical to the success, building the culture of the business, and we can assist with both the retention as well as the recruitment for small businesses in advising them in many ways in terms of what they need to do to build that team. We also provide education and training, and we do that with a number of ways. If you went to our website, which is elpasosbdc.net, you would see on there an item that could be clicked on, and there'll be 34 different training seminars that an individual can take. They can print out a certificate of completion, and it ranges anywhere from human resources, legal issues, financial issues, business planning. It's very inclusive, and many of our clients will take advantage of that. In-house, we do specific classroom training. We have the Small Business Management Institute. That's a 12-week, 48-hour course, and typically that sells out every time we offer it, 3 to 4 times a year. We get 20 students maximum, and we will take them through and literally hold them by the hand on what it takes to start a business. And those young business owners that maybe have just started up and they're lacking in things, we can provide that as well. We also have a class in QuickBooks Pro for small business. Also, we offer it 3 to 4 times a year. And we put on international trade seminars to encourage our local businesses to look for opportunities outside of the El Paso area that would allow them to export either their product or service on a worldwide basis. We have tax preparer courses, social media marketing, and we're putting together, as we speak, an executive management institute for business owners to take them to the next level, because one of the things that business owners continually complain about to us is the fact that their sales have stagnated and they can't seem to maybe get above $500,000 in sales. And we're going to assist them with specific techniques to do that. We also are in the market to provide market research. We always encourage our clients to do local market research. That's what the bankers want if they're seeking a loan. And we assist them on various ways. They can do that research and put it into their business plan to help them to get the loan. We also provide research through subscription services that we have in our office, as well as through University of Texas San Antonio, a research center that services the 1,000 SBDCs in the United States. And we also do comparison analysis of their financial statements with risk management associates to make sure that their business plans and their financial projections are accurate before going to a banker. We help them with financial statement analysis. A number of the community banks here in town do refer their clients to us that do not understand how to read their financials, because the banker doesn't have the time to do it. So we will work with them. We will teach them not only how to read that profit and loss statement, but how it relates to the balance sheet, how it relates to the cash flow statement. Unfortunately, many of the business owners we work with, all they look at is, do I have money in my checkbook to pay the bills for the next week? And running a business is much more complicated than that, and we can assist them with those financial statements. We also assist in developing a brand and a marketing plan for their business. Marketing is probably the one area that local businesses really don't understand. They think of marketing as expensive advertising. They forget about the concepts of social media marketing, guerrilla marketing, and other things that can be very low cost that can help them drive business to their retail or other outlet. And then lastly, in terms of assistance, we provide financial assistance. We work with all the banks in the community, both national, community, credit unions. We know the loan officers. We host the loan officers on a quarterly basis to find out what their needs are, and also to see if we can match some of our clients with what that bank particularly wants to do lending for. We also assist the client in developing loan proposals, because the banks normally want a specific format of a loan proposal to be communicated to them. That's going to also include that business plan, history of the business, resume, financial projections, and a number of other items. We're very proud of the number of success stories that we assist with on an annual basis. One of the ones that we've been working with for the last 5 years or so is a company called Vertical One Communications. You can see by the photograph, their business is installation and maintenance of communication towers. You see all the towers on the top of the Franklins. Those are maintained by Vertical One Communications, and that's just a small number of what they do. They also maintain a lot of the cell phone towers. They started off as a small family-owned business working out of their garage, and they eventually had to move some of it into their house. All the employees reported to work at the house in the morning, and we assisted them in being able to, with an SBA 504 loan, being able to purchase a building in northeast El Paso, move their business into that building, and I'm proud to say they've been in it for about 2 years. They've already outgrown it, and it looks like we're going to be helping them again with another loan to get into a bigger building. I also had the fortunate, I'll say, opportunity to attend a 10-year anniversary party of Vertical One employees, and they give a lot back to the community. They're also heavily involved in missionary work outside of El Paso, and they are true. Both Nicholas and Ceci Dominguez are truly a El Paso success story. We are America's SBDC. We're one of over 1,000 SBDCs in the United States. The SBDCs are always associated with community colleges or universities. So a lot of the military clients that we service, we will help them here in El Paso, but as they transition from El Paso, maybe back to their home station or where they first entered the military, there'll be an SBDC there to help them. We have 6 full-time business advisors, a training coordinator, and 3 administrative assistants, and we thank you, El Paso Community College, for all that you've done to support us, and hopefully this short presentation that I've made gives you a better understanding of who we are and what we do. We're located right across the parking lot in the B building. Please come and see us. Please refer business clients to us. We'd be happy to help them.
Thank you, Mr. Ferguson.
Thank you so
I have
much.
one quick question for you.
Yes.
On slide, let's see, slide number 8, you talk about the El Paso SBDC can assist you.
Yes.
What percentage do you guess listen to your advice when you tell them, Art, you need to wait another 12, 16, 18 months before you start your business?
I would say it's probably close to between 80 and 90% take the advice. However, many of them that come to us for a loan, if they don't get a loan, they may be quick to blame us for not getting the loan. And we always tell them, we don't have the money. We're gonna wrap it up though and dress it up, this loan package, to make you look good for the lender. We're gonna introduce you to the lenders. But unfortunately, many people, due to their own personal financial situation, don't yet qualify for a loan. But we don't discourage them. We tell them, these are your strengths and weaknesses. This is what we encourage you to do. Please continue to work with us.
Well, thank you very much. Does anybody else have any questions? Thank you for everything you do for the community, for the small business community. Thank you for your team who does a lot of outreach. I read their editorials in the paper every so often. I think that's great marketing for your team, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 1.10.2.2, Dr. William Serrata, President, will update the Board of Trustees on recent events within the college.
Chairman Fierro, members of the board, I too echo the thanks to Mr. Ferguson as well as to Kathy Lopez and Mr. Steve Smith, who is the Vice President responsible for that area. Ms. Ferguson has done a tremendous job with small business development. So thank you so much. The first dual credit conference with local school districts was held here at the Administrative Services Center this past Saturday, on November the 8th. Again, I'd like to thank Mr. Smith, Dean Claude Mathis, Ms. Sue Selk, and everyone else who contributed to the tremendous event that we had. Well over 200 individuals from all of our school districts and partners here to learn how we can facilitate and increase access to dual credit, how we can ensure that our early college high schools continue to move forward. But a well-done event, and I thank each of them for the efforts that went into holding that event this past Saturday. The annual K through 12 art exhibit and reception will be held here at the Administrative Services Center on Tuesday, November the 18th at 6 p.m. Janine Rudnick, who's one of our faculty members, has done a tremendous job in leading that particular initiative that she's been leading with Salute to the Arts for quite some time. Again, thank Dr. Roberts and all of his efforts on this one as well. Our fall commencement ceremony, it's that time of year, it's coming fast, will be held Friday, December the 12th, Ms. Gonzalez, at 5, correct? At 5 p.m. at the Don Haskins Center on the University of Texas El Paso campus. This year's commencement speaker will be Chairman Andres Alcantar of the Texas Workforce Commission. Again, Ms. Gonzalez, Vice President Gonzalez, Darrell Henry, and all of their team, as well as everyone who's involved in the commencement ceremonies, our thanks to them in advance for what we know will be an outstanding event once again. It's certainly my pleasure now to highlight some of the great things that are happening, some of the great awards that are happening here at El Paso Community College. With that, I'd like to first call upon Mr. Felix Hinojosa to come to the podium, please. Mr. Hinojosa is our athletic director, and I'd like for him to introduce members of the El Paso Community College National Champion Women's Cross Country Team.
Dr. Serrata, Mr. Fierro, Board Chairman, esteemed members of the board, thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity to highlight some of the great things at El Paso Community College. I'd first like to start off with introducing the Region 5 WAC-JAC All-Conference runners who have participated in the conference race in Region 5 2 weeks ago, and where they defended their conference title. And that would be Mercy Rotich, who's in class right now, but Kayla Payares and Andrea Amaro are now all conference runners. We took 8 of the all-conference honors out of a possible 20. With that, that set us up for nationals in at where we ran on November 8th at Shadow Hills Golf Course in Lubbock, Texas, where the team placed 4th, 6th, 8th, 17th, and 29th as top 5, with Andra Amaro leading the team. All right. Running the course, running 3.1 miles in 18:08, earning All-American honors.
That's great.
She is on schedule to graduate in the second summer session and has multiple offers to continue not only her education, but also her running career. Mercy Rutich, a freshman, ran 6th, covered the course in 18:16. Kayla Payares ran 8th, covered the course in 18:19. Kayla is one of our freshmen from Bel Air High School. Shannon Wevano, a veteran, covered the course in 18:37, and she is on schedule to graduate in May. Brittany Parga, a freshman from El Dorado High School, covered the course in 19:02. Following Mindy Rincon, who covered the course in 19:21. There you go. And Elida Vargas, who covered the course in 22:05. So these young ladies participated. Top 5 were a team with 2 displacers, and anytime you can put 3 of your runners in the top 10 positions, it looks like it's going to be a good day. We scored an average of 60. We scored 64 points, while second place Central Arizona scored 110, and the defending champions who had won 3 years in a row scored 126. They are now preparing to defend their half marathon championship, which will be next week in Topeka, Kansas, and hopefully we'll have some good results for you then. Right now, the trophy that they brought home, she won't let go of it. Right? This goes and a region championship, and they have their medals that they would like to show you.
Please.
Congratulations, Coach.
Yes, well done.
You don't have these to put in your office. Congratulations.
Yeah, gain. Congratulations again. Good luck.
Proud of those.
What are the schools you're looking at? It's absolutely beautiful.
Congratulations. What is your major going to be? You can mount this on your wall anywhere. Are you graduating? Wow, about 3 more of those? Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
You're very tough.
Awesome. No, they're just for sure. I'm surprised they don't put them on, you know, like to wear them better. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's beautiful.
Heavy.
Very nice. Congratulations. Great job.
Congratulations.
Down in San Alex.
Good luck in Kansas.
Get to buy another.
You said
San Alex just won the state.
when do they go to Kansas?
Get all the runners.
Are you going to bring them back?
Some help.
Are you going to bring them back when they win all more medals?
Chairman and members of the board, while we still have Mr. Hinojosa, our athletic director and coach of the team, we obviously want to recognize that he is the National Junior College Athletic Association Coach of the Year.
Is that your plaque? That's all they give you, a little plaque. No reef around the head.
And Mr. Hinojosa was on the phone with Dr. Natalicia today, and she sends her congratulations, and wanted to know if any of your young ladies will be transferring to UTEP. And I asked her to show you the scholarship dollars so that they can transfer
Oh,
to
shaking
UTEP.
your head, no.
Yes. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Well done, ladies and Mr. Hinojosa. Continuing with outstanding news, I'd like to ask one of our wonderful faculty members, Mr. Brian Kirby, to come to the podium and to bring his students as well. Mr. Kirby has done a tremendous job of serving as advisor for Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society is the premier National Honor Society for community college students. Mr. Kirby is doing a tremendous job of serving as advisor to our students, and they have wonderful news to share with the Board of Trustees as well. Welcome, Mr. Kirby.
Thank you, Dr. Serrata. I can't take that much credit. I assume duties. I'm lucky enough to have been appointed to this after the brilliance of Zaida Christofouli has guided this group for the last 3 years. A lot of what they are going to tell you about was under her guidance, but I can tell you that they are on their way to accomplishing even greater things. I got to assume the role of faculty advisor of Phi Theta Kappa in October of this year, and I'm going to allow the student officers to introduce themselves and tell you about some of the real world and real impact their projects are going to have, and to also list some of the achievements that they have garnered over the last year or so.
For the past 2 years, the Omega Gamma chapter has been a top Texas chapter at the regional level and a top 100 chapter at the international level. We have also had the privilege of earning regional and international recognitions for our Honors in Action projects the last 2 years. We won the Honors Award of Distinction for our respective themes at the regional level both years. On the international level, we won the Distinguished Theme Award Honors in Action, and this year we also won the Distinguished Honors in Action Project Award. We have also been lucky enough to serve as District 1 Vice President for the Texas region 2 years, and this past April, I had the opportunity to run for international office and won international office for Division 2 of Phi Theta Kappa.
Hello, my name is Connie Gonzalez, and I am the current District 1 Vice President for the Texas region, and I am also the Vice President of Scholarship for our local chapter. So, as Jesus mentioned about our Honors in Action project, basically there's a theme that happens every 2 years, and this theme is called the Frontiers in the Spirit of Exploration, and it has 9 sub-themes. And we chose to select a subject that we felt had immediate impact on our border community, which of course is immigration. As border residents, we want the general public to know the realities of the border region and not the stigma that is attached to immigration and border regions in particular. So therefore we chose theme 2, which is Ideas and Ideologies, to best express the realities of life on the border and to dispel the misconceptions that exist about the notion of immigration. For our HIA project, we are going to be researching immigration reform on national and state levels, and we will be showing the discrepancies between the two using newspaper articles, peer-reviewed journals, and books on the history of immigration and its impact on our local community. Once this information is compiled, we're going to highlight how immigration affects border communities, especially in higher education, as well as public school districts. We are going to be holding a community-based educational forum, availing all possible resources to community members, specifically international students and dreamers. We want to collaborate with state, national, and campus resources to unite this educational forum. We will also be collaborating with the Offices of Student Leadership Campus Life, and we will also be providing press releases to the Tejano Tribune and other local media outlets to publish our findings from the educational forum to the community. Finally, at the conclusion of this project, we are going to collaborate with clubs and organizations across the college to produce a public service announcement that demonstrates the negative impacts discrimination has on a large segment of the student population, to be broadcast online via YouTube or Vimeo, and perhaps even on local TV. Thank you.
I'm Nikki Humphrey. I'm the historian for the Omega Gamma chapter. Along with Honors in Action, we also do a college project. And what we want to do is to work with UTEP to establish a Phi Theta Kappa transfer scholarship for incoming graduates from EPCC. There are many other four-year colleges across the nation that have Phi Theta Kappa transfer scholarships available. In our travels as a chapter, we have noticed that UTEP does not have one. We want to work with the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships at UTEP to set the groundwork in motion to make this idea a reality. We will work with EPCC's Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships and with Student Leadership and Campus Life and the Tejana Tribune to get the word out about our efforts to make this a reality for transferring students.
Hi, I'm Shalay Bushy. I'm the president of Omega Gamma. I will be talking about T4C4, that is the Community College Completion Corps. It is an organization and movement that highlights the importance of completing your associate's degree before moving on to a four-year university. T4C4 represents Texas for Community College Completion Corps. I don't know what it is. The Omega Gamma chapter of Phi Theta Kappa will be holding a signing day on November 18th, 2014 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Valle Verde Cafeteria Annex. We will be working in conjunction with the Offices of Student Leadership and Campus Life to create the banners, flyers, and other promotional items. We will also be contracting professors who teach Education 1300 to see if we can do a short PowerPoint presentation in their classes about the importance of completing your credential before transferring. This program is similar to another program in which EPCC participates, Texas Completes. We will be doing this because it's important to get people on board with getting your associates before you transfer, because about 90% actually, after they get their associates, do graduate with their bachelor's, and if they don't complete their associates, they probably will not complete their bachelor's.
At this point, we'll be happy to address or take any questions that the board might have about any of the projects.
Any of the members of the board? Go ahead, Judge.
Is there any way we can help with the funding of the scholarship with the UTEP?
Funding is always welcome. The more the better.
I know we well, I will donate whatever Mr. Fierro donates.
And Mr. Fierro arrives with the reputation of always entering with a high ante.
Thank you for everything that you all are doing. I have a question for the young man that's part of the international group, and welcome back. It's good to see you again, Connie. So, but my question to you is, where do you meet for this international?
Tell them the territory that you cover in
Well,
your office.
As international officer, I'm in charge of several regions. Would be the Texas region, the Mississippi, Louisiana region, Alabama, Texas, Kentucky, Georgia, and Peru, British Virgin Islands, and I didn't go in order, so I can't. So the way things work with my team is that we meet about twice a week, and that way we collaborate on ideas and on our goals that we have been working on so far, and it's really a great experience. It's more than what I could have ever asked for.
Well, it sounds great, and thank you all for taking such a leadership role in the group.
Yeah, I certainly thank each of you all for representing us so well, Mr. Kirby, for providing them wonderful advice as the faculty advisor for the group. We're certainly very proud of the accomplishments, Chair. In addition, I did speak, I followed up. Mr. Dunbar, one of Mr. Dunbar's partners, Ms. Ileana Olguin, I saw her at an event this week, and she is an immigration law expert, and she is willing to assist you all with your project. I know Mr. Dunbar will allow her to do that as well. Thank you, Mr. Dunbar. She did say that she's very willing to assist in your all's project, so we look forward to that. And during my conversation, I know that Mr. Hinojosa has left. They're probably already running. I also mentioned the Phi Theta Kappa scholarship opportunities to Dr. Natalicio as well today. So we look forward to assisting in any way that we can through Vice President Gonzalez and Mr. Lerma's offices in facilitating that transfer scholarship as well.
We just have one more little thing. We have little gifts for you guys that we wanted to give to you. So we're going to go ahead and go give this to you.
Come on. That's really neat.
Thank you.
It's great to me. So much. It's beautiful. These are the angels.
Yeah, I know. Thank you again.
They're going to be part of our fundraisers, those little. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all so much. Well done, Mr. Kirby and students. Thank you so much. And finally, Chairman Fierro, I'd like to ask that Ms. Liz Ryan, Ms. Olga Chavez proceed to the podium to brief the board on their efforts to once again have El Paso Community College recognized with the Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award. So, Ms. Chavez, it's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. I know exactly what you're going through, so.
I didn't win one of those awards.
Good evening, Mr. Fierro, board members, and Dr. Serrata. Olga Chavez and I, with the help from Elizabeth Marin, are honored today to present you with the 2014 HEAT Award. The HEAT Award represents Higher Education Excellence in Diversity. It's presented through an Insight to Diversity magazine. The magazine is the oldest and largest diversity publication, and it's a national honor. We've left you excerpts from the magazine up at your desks. You can see 83 schools were awarded the HEAT Award nationwide. Of that, 10 were community colleges. In the state of Texas, we were the only community college, along with the University of Texas and Texas Tech University. This is our second year. We're a second-year recipient, which is really nice. And in the back, the very last page that we gave you was our article that we have in, one of the articles we have in the magazine, acknowledging the HEAT Award and the college as the best place to start. And we also put our website there in case somebody wants a job. But I'd like to turn it over for Olga to say a few words on some of the items her office did so that we could get the HEAT Award.
Thank you very much. Just take 2 minutes of your time. I don't need to highlight some of the events because many of you have participated in them. But other than the Hispanic Heritage, which we have done for 13 years, we want to highlight Black History, the Women's History Month with the Diamond Award. Last year we did started for the first time our Cultural Award and Cultural Panel and International Festival. And our Diversity Council, which is made up of the community members as well as the community college staff, has really spearheaded many of these events. And has given us direction of what they'd like to see. So we are going to start working a little bit more on the veterans area and try to see how we can highlight some of those areas in the upcoming future. We're very proud that we are working and collaborating with community entities as well as a lot of faculty members and students within many of our committees. So we'd like to thank the community college, thank Dr. Serrata for his support, and of course the board support in your participation. And with that being said, we'd like to present, if you don't mind, Dr. Serrata and Mr. Fierro, present the award to you here on behalf of the higher education.
Chair Fierro, that concludes my report. I, too, would like to thank Ms. Jauregui, President of CSA, Mr. Gaitan, President of PSA, as well as Dr. Ramirez, President of the Faculty Senate, for the great relationship and commitment to shared governance. So thank you, and that concludes my report, Chair.
Yeah, it's a very eventful month. Thank you, Dr. Strata.
Item 1.11, consent docket. That includes item 3.2 and 8.1.
Second.
Dr. Uxer. Mrs. Quintanilla.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 2.0, administration, none. Item 3.1, full-time institutionally funded actions.
Motion to approve.
Dr. Uxer. Mrs. Quintanilla. Mrs. Quintanilla.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty. Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 3.3, information items, none. Item 4.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval of a modification to the existing contract with Transcelco Incorporated for district-wide internet services in an amount not to exceed $30,000 per year.
Motion to approve.
I have a second, but I have a question. Is this going to give us enough to speed you along there, Dr.
I'm sorry, Mr. Haggerty, I couldn't hear you. Well, we're going to increase the campus internet speed at Valle Verde to up to 200 megabits per second. So we're just going to...
Which is French to me because I don't know how fast that is.
Well, it's going to increase the speed, so we're going to have to be monitoring it regularly. This past summer, the usage at Valle Verde was about 85% usage, and we saw a significant increase between the end of summer and the start of the fall semester, and that's why it started slowing down, because there was a lot of usage. So yes, it is going to increase the speed, and we're going to have to be monitoring it regularly, because again, the usage of internet has increased tremendously.
But we'll see you in the future for...
Yes. All the time now.
And that's my point. Are we just putting a Band-Aid on it, or should we... Is there anything that we can do to where we can save money to get it up to speed as fast as it can go? Or
again, we're going to have to be increasing it as the usage. Yeah, We have a 5-year contract, so we don't know how much we need at this point.
So you'll be able to come back and,
Contract with, they can't come in and kind of tell you what you need, or?
Again, because of the usage, it continues to increase, so that's why we have a 5-year contract, and we're asking for an extension or to increase our bandwidth. So at the other campuses, the usage is not as high as it is at Valle Verde. So I know I'm not answering your question, but I don't know.
Dr. Giron, maybe you can tell us what % increase are you increasing the bandwidth?
Up to 200 megabits per second. It's going from 100 to 200.
So you're
that
doubling
is
it.
a tremendous increase.
So that's a significant increase, yeah.
Should we be looking at our contract with the other, can we reduce the amount of money that we're paying for the other campuses and move it over? Are you allowed to move it to campus is what I'm
We
asking.
prefer to have dedicated connectivity for each campus, because pretty soon the other campuses I think are going to experience the same increase in usage. Now with wireless and mobile devices and just increased usage.
Well, just keep us up to date, but
We will.
the way it does, the way they work.
Judge, I think point well taken. Dr. Giron and her team are also very involved in the district-wide master planning process, of which IT will play a key role in the recommendations that the master planners bring forward as well. So this is something that her and her team are continuing. It's the use mobile applications, everyone's phone, which essentially are more powerful computers than most of us started with when we were working on computers. The demand just continues to rise. And
I mean, aren't there other institutions that have the same amount of people at them, like Val Verde's, where you can compare what they're doing, or?
Yes, and we can look into that, just to ensure that, it doesn't slow down.
I mean, I just, because I'm sure this takes a while to put into effect.
We're trying to put into effect in a few days, as a matter of fact.
So in other words, we approve it today, they can have it up and running in a few days.
A few days.
Okay. All right.
Judge Haggerty, it must be the holidays. You're being awfully charitable.
No, what I'm trying to do is I know sometimes, like in the county where I work my other job, this could take up to 6 months to a year. You give them the money, but by the time you get it online. So what I'm saying is are we just putting a Band-Aid on it, or do we need to increase it, bite the bullet, and get it up to speed?
We are increasing it.
Okay. As long as you're the you're the one that knows what's going on. I just want to make sure that we're...
It is a significant increase, and again, we're asking for this extension to the contract so that we can continue to monitor an increase as we see the need.
Because I love it when Dr. Ramirez comes up and she doesn't yell at me because she has internet service.
And I really do appreciate your concern. And
maybe you need to yell at him more often.
Well, now she can yell at him via internet, email.
How do you spell that?
Dr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Quintanilla.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 5.0, physical facilities. There are no items. Item 6.1, consideration and deliberation on the acceptance of an Hispanic serving institution science, technology, engineering, and math grant award from the U.S. Department of Education for the El Paso Community College, Texas Tech University College of Architecture in the amount of $1,141,433.
Would you approve?
Second.
Aye.
Dr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Quintanilla.
Yes.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 7.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for new courses.
Would to approve 7.1 and 7.2.
Second.
Second.
questions? Item 7.2, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for revised courses. Dr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Quintanilla,
Aye.
Dr. Graham,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty,
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 9.0, unfinished business.
I'd like to make a comment. We're not scheduled to have a board meeting in December. We're scheduled to have commencement on the 13th, 12th? 12th? 12th. But no board meeting in December, so we'll announce a January date.
When is graduation?
December the 12th at 5, Ms. Quintanilla, at the Don Haskins Center. You let us know. We know
Virgen de
everything.
Guadalupe.
Great. With that, I make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
December the 12th.
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
¿Y aquí? Parece, la chance started.